our
Right.
body has got that perfect feedback mechanism that can help us.
Hey guys, I'm AJ
I'm Rini.
and welcome to TFA Talkshow. Today with us we have Ken, and he is the current president of the Singapore Optometric Association and sits on the advisory panel for several initiatives to champion community optometry. He founded Eyesight.sg to advocate primary eye care and improve the lives of others. Welcome, Ken.
Hi, AJ and Renee. Thanks for having me here today. So, thanks for that kind introduction. So, I think I also want to take this chance to really start talking about what primary eye care is, right? In case you don't even know what it is. I think optometrist is something that it's a profession who looks after eyes and vision.
Right.
So, slightly different from optician, we are very much taken for as opticians, where opticians only do glasses. But we are also not the ophthalmologists. Those ophthalmologists are eye surgeons, right? So
Right.
as an optometrist, we are primary eye care professional. So primary eye care means, we are like the GP for your eyeball. So primary care is your GP.
Mm.
So primary eye care is like, we do diagnosis, we do screening, we do preventative eye examination. Like if you want to check for any eye conditions, you can definitely come to an optometrist. If you have a red eye, versus going to a GP, I think coming to an optometrist will be a better help because we can diagnose what a
Right.
red eye is caused by. Is it caused by an allergy? Is it caused by dry eyes? Is it caused by prolonged contact lens wearing? Or viral, bacterial conjunctivitis, closed angle glaucoma. So we are in the business of eye health and diagnosis as well. So I would like to take this chance to let people know because if you go to the hospital for any ailments, regarding to your eyes, you flood the hospital, and sometimes to just get a subsidized polyclinic referral to the public institution, that means the hospital, it takes maybe about 4 to 5, 6 months, especially right now with the post-COVID
Right.
situation.
Mm.
It's really difficult. So that's why community optometry really means that these primary eye care providers is there in the community to really help you and our patients. So this is what I champion. Just to expand a little bit more.
Right. Okay. So now that we are in the topic of eye care, and as freelancers, right? How can we freelancers take care of our eyes?
I think that's a very timely question because right now everything is working from home, and especially for a freelancer, of course, you cannot go out there to meet your clients and stuff right now. Everything is done online. I think some of the few tips that I often share is about taking visual breaks,
Mm.
even though it's just that 20 seconds. I call it like a 20-20-20 rule. So
Mm.
every 20 minutes on the PC. So at the 20th mark, we all have to do the 20 seconds exercise. So all you need to do at a 20-second exercise is just to look far away,
Right.
right? Basically, if you just look far away, look at something that's 20 feet and beyond, I think that gives a lot of our eye muscles that rest that it deserves. Because I want to bring you back to prehistoric times, right, where our eyes were never made for the screens. So I think it's very important that we recognize that our eyes are really never made for reading. It's never made for looking at your gadgets, and it's never made for definitely staring down at the screen for long periods of time, which is what's
Right.
happening right now.
Mm.
And when your eye muscles are used that it's not naturally made for, it causes a lot of strain. There's something called digital eye strain,
Oh.
right? Where it talks about so the medical term, if you can Google it, it's a trigeminal dysphoria. So what happens in trigeminal dysphoria is that it talks about three things, right? Number one, dry eyes, because of the fact that we stare on the screen, we
Mm.
don't really blink our eyes a lot.
Yeah.
But it's really to take that advice to, of course, not starting to blink like some monyet or what lah. But I think it's funny to do that. But anyway, it's just to make you all laugh and remember. So I think that the dry eyes part is important because if we stare down on the screen and we have lesser blinking rates, the field that we blink lesser. So the dry eye is definitely going to be there. In Singapore, it's a hot weather. Most of the time, we are in an air-conditioned
Right.
environment. And I think all this is one, that's dry eyes. Number two is about the muscle strain that I spoke about.
Mm.
Where our eyes are never made for the screen, and you have to look at a phone. We have a big monitor here, the laptop here, the Apple Watch, and things going on. So many activities, right?
Right.
Um, our muscles, anything that is about 1 feet away is considered near work. And near work means your muscles are working hard. So that's why the 20-20-20 rules apply. So the third aspect of digital eye strain, which is the trigeminal dysphoria thing that I was talking about, is the blue light. Because there are a lot of internet articles that says that, hey, blue light is damaging your eye, is degenerating your macula, causing all this harm to your retina and your eye. But the answer is it's not true. All this blue light, what happens is that because they are not in laser concentration, so anything that's coming from the screen really is pretty harmless. So the myth that I'm trying to debunk is that it's not about blue light that damage your eye, but blue light that causes the strain, the digital eye strain, right? So the blue light, all this blue light that's coming from the screen, this artificial blue light, is going to cause a lot of fatigue. It's going to cause a lot of tired. And basically when you turn on that night shift function on your phone, the screen becomes more warm, right? Because if you look at the RGB, the visible light spectrum, the reason why we are able to see colors. Okay, I'm not going to sound like your physics teacher, right? Because you're going to fall asleep on me. But the blue light and the whole visible light spectrum, we've got a RGB, right? The red all the way to your violet. And if you cut away the blue and the violet, what's left is the yellow and the red. So that's why your screen becomes more yellow. Some people like it, some people don't, because your audience is a lot of designers. Probably they do a lot of post-process work for videos and for photos and all. Sometimes this yellow tinge, I think designers out there, you have to be mindful, right? That you shouldn't, if you are turning on this blue light filter from your screen, you're wearing these protective glasses that your optician or optometrist is asking you to do, then you have to be mindful that if you take in and out, your whites will become a bit more yellow. So, but this yellowness is great, right? Because, out of the 8 of the customers who have, or my patients who have recommended, they come back, they say that, hey, I still want these blue coats on my lenses. I still put on these, off-the-shelf blue light glasses. And I think all those are very, very useful to bring down the digital eye strain aspects.
You mentioned about the 20-20. I really like that concept because, as freelancers, we work around the clock and sometimes, it might even affect our sleep as well. So what is the optimal duration to rest our eyes as freelancer?
So I guess the same rule applies. If let's say, okay, maybe you're in your flow, right? Because in doing your work creative process, we talk about flow and stuff. I'm not asking you to keep, disrupting your flow in every 20 minutes, but with the alarm that. So if you do like 1 hour, so just take a minute break. Right. If you, 1 minute, I'm not asking you to look outside for like 5-20 minutes. Nobody's going to do that, right? I mean, but be real about it. But if you just have to look outside the window, my windows are just there. I just look outside. I look beyond my monitor screen. 20 feet is about 6 meters and beyond. I think it's going to be great. So it depends on how long you're in. Because again, I'm not there to disrupt any creative process or that you're in a flow and things like that. So if you have been working on 1 hour, what I'm asking, I think to AJ to structure the question a little bit more. I think it's more like how much time should we need to take a break? Because sometimes if it's 2 hours, if you're on it, go ahead. I'm not asking you to stop and pause, but 2 hours, just take a 5 minutes break lah. I think your eyes deserve it. And when you rest, you go a longer journey, and that's what resting is about. So I think everything is still in moderation. Everything is still about giving your eyes the kind of break that you need, and listen to your eyes and your body, right? The minute you feel fatigue and tired, is your body telling you, look, you're there, you're good, doing good job, pat on the shoulder, but you need that break, right? That's why your eye becomes red, it becomes teary, you get a little, twitching on the eyelids, It's not because what good omen, I must work harder, or bad omen, superstitious. But I think it's really your eyes telling you, look, okay, listen, okay, you gotta rest, right? I'm giving you all these signals. Listen to these signs. Our body has got that perfect feedback mechanism that can help us. So I think if you start to get teary and stuff, I think that's when you really need to take that break. You can close your eyes. I think it's fine. What I want is not anything within an arm's length away.
Right.
So anything within arm's length away, your muscles are working hard, right? So you want that. And I think a very quick tip is also to see whether your eyes are working as well. Sometimes like, so what you can do is like right now, if you're listening in, just I want you to just look at something far. I think AJ and yourself, you can find a clock or a number or anything that you can target. Then cover your right eye, right, and your left eye, and you compare the clarity between the both. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think if they are both the same, I'm happy for you. But sometimes people are working with only one eye.
Right.
Because they need glasses, but they're not prescribed, one eye clearly, right? So, if you see, hey, wow, this one clear, but this one blur. Then, but both eyes open is clear, right? But, but they don't know. So that's why you get a one-sided strain, your migraine, right? All these are all coming in. And speaking of migraine, of course, it's a lot on stress.
Right.
Again, it's a lot on rest. From my experience of consulting all my patients, is I go back to this, stress and rest a lot. And most of the time, it's not so much of optometry work. It's about, hey, handling how you manage your sleep, right? The quality and the quantity of sleep. Not using your handphone the morning when you wake up until all the way the last thing you put down at night. So Renee, you laughing, so confirm you do that, right? So all these are important stuff that we need to know. And it's, but all the advice are there. But it's just about implementing tiny habits that can go a long way.
And how can one, or maybe freelancers, right? How can freelancers minimize any potential eye problems?
I think the daily kind of activities, I call it the elbow rule, right? Very simply, elbow rule. Elbow rule simply says that, when you put your hand at cute like that, the elbow over here. So this is where you should be reading.
Oh.
Again, if you put your hand here, depending on how tall or how short, it may be 1.9, it can be 1.3, right? If you hold it here, this is where you'll be doing. So imagine you lie down sideways. If you turn here, then you say you change hand, you cross your hand higher, then you turn the other side. It's so close. Your when your phone is so close to your face, and you're using a lot of that muscle strength in your eyes. The strain again. Our eyes are never made for these screens. So I think the elbow rule applies, and I think it's really about listening to what your mommy tells you, right? Don't read in the dark. Don't watch TV so long. So we don't listen to mommy's advice, and yeah, I mean some of the urban legends that our mommy say is funny lah. But if you think about it, but most of it still makes a lot of sense, right? 75% is still an A for mama. So it's really about not lying down on the bed to read, but the scientific way of saying that is really because when you read, you're holding your thing so close, so that elbow rule applies. Posture, right? Mommy always says that, so sit up straight, read. People write, when they do drawing. So let's say it's a pen here, so they draw like that, right? So they draw like, I don't know, but yeah, really really close.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, and this again is not, you're not applying elbow rule again. So and I think it's very important that even when you're writing. So imagine, because when you're going close to the article that you are reading or holding these like that, the light actually focus to the back of the eye.
Right.
And when the light focuses to the back of the eye, all of us know that the light has to reach the retina, which is the inner lining of the eye, for us to be able to see. Your muscles have to work very hard. And you get all these strain and everything. And then when kids or yourself, you go close, one eye is closer to the other. Imagine if you lean there, or some people can lying down on the bed table kind. So I think all this posture needs to be there. The lighting, the whole setup of your ergonomic, and we are working from home. While you think that it's normal, I got this table that can move up and down. Sometimes I stand up, I change my posture. So the best posture is a changing posture. It's not like one posture or something, right? And you got yourself a nice ergonomic chair, right? Look at the table. Look at the chair. I can't even afford it. I'm still using an IKEA chair, right? Yeah, it's nice. But I think all these come into play, right? So elbow rule, right? Lighting, posture. All these go a long way. If you think that you do a little bit is okay. But if you pile it up, we know that the effect of compounding interest. So it goes both ways, and I think this is something that everybody needs to know.
I think whatever you mentioned, that that it's small little things that we don't really take into account. And as you mentioned, if it compounds over time, it's a good thing. It's good. However, if it's on the other side, you compound the bad thing, then it's going to be bad, and then that's where people will start to visit people like you, right?
Yeah.
And then we have a problem. Yeah, and then so therefore, because we are usually handling mostly freelancers, and you know how hectic our schedule can be, and we're a one-man show, have to run the whole shop and everything, right? So why is it important for then freelancers to understand about eye care?
I think it's very, very, very timely because all the information comes through from our vision,
Right.
Right.
right? Everything that you do, our society is built upon good vision, and vision is a sense that people fear losing the most,
Yes.
right? They consider blindness as the worst ailment that can happen to them, but
Mm.
we're taking it for granted.
Mm.
In my field, I think the whole fulfillment in what I do every day is really about knowing that whatever that I do, whether it comes to optimizing vision, at least giving you the right glasses, or eradicating preventable blindness, right? When we check
Right.
for cataracts, glaucoma, retinal detachment, diabetic retinopathy, we refer them out. When they come back to us with the packs of mushrooms or whatever gifts or that thank you message, just one thank you note, right? It really, tells us why we are here, why I'm here today.
Yeah.
Why
True.
I'm volunteering in the association to
Mm.
inspire more optometrists to be doing what they're supposed to do.
Mm.
So
Yep.
it's really about that, right? And I think we shouldn't take our vision for granted. And most of the time, it's really about awareness. It's really about education. So
Mm.
if you haven't seen this talk, if you don't know what's an optometrist, I think if you ask anyone on the street, throw a stone, ask them, do you know what's an optometrist? They'll have no
Yeah.
idea.
Exactly.
But that don't daunt me. It doesn't discourage me from doing what I'm doing.
Mm.
It gives me more fuel, right?
Right.
To let them know that, hey, do you know what an optometrist is? Do you know what's primary eye care? Do you know what's preventative eye health screening?
Mm.
So, but if I get daunted by all these, whatever external factors that always comes to me to
Mm.
say, hey, no, they don't, I don't know what they do lah, then they're optician lah, So there's no way that
Mm.
it fuels me. So I think burning on the right fuel is also very, very important. And I
Mm.
think never give up. I think it's the same slogan that we always say. And continue to make sure that whatever that you do as a freelancer, you take this kind of vibe, this kind of energy, this kind of passion to help others, to serve others. And if you continue to create that value, I think money will just come in.
Mm.
So people exchange whatever for money. If you can give them value, they'll give you money. It's a simple trade. It's a simple transaction.
All right, Ken. So I feel that as freelancers, there are things that we have so much to learn, not just in our craft or in our work. There's so many things that anything that has to do with the body. So how can our viewers and listeners connect with you?
You can go to my website. It's eyesight.sg. That's my company's name as well. Eyesight.sg. EYESIGHT.sg. Right. You can leave a message on the Facebook Messenger pop-up that's going to come.
Mm.
You can contact me at ken@eyesight.sg. Drop me an email if you have any questions pertaining to your eyes, your vision. If there's anything that I can do for Freelancers Academy. I mean, AJ and Renee, I admire your work, and I know that you guys have been doing so much for the community, and I give you all kudos for that. So just quote Freelancer Academy. I'll be happy to see you. No charges. I'm happy to add
Aw.
value to your community. And if there's anything I can do to help, just email me, Ken @eyesight.sg. We can do a video. I have a video consultation thingy. So
Mm.
if you don't want to pop by to my clinic, you think it's a bit too far from you, so just we can do like a 5-10 minute chat on video.
Right.
I can see your eyes, just from there. So I hope that might help. Just let me know.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, thank you so much, Ken. So for those of you who are watching and listening, and if you do like our content, don't forget to follow us on our social media platform on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Telegram, Facebook, as well as LinkedIn at the Freelancers Academy. And with that, thank you so much, Ken, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks.
Thank you, AJ.
Bye.
Thanks, Renee.
Bye.